Now, as many of y'all know, I made a video called Black Aliens, the Anunnaki and the Chariots of the Gods. Check this out. This shit with the Anunnaki. In case y'all don't know, the Anunnaki is niggas. I'm gonna play this short part of this video. I want y'all to hear this shit.
A number of things that I've heard from people in the Pentagon, that the buzzword in the secret of secrets in the Pentagon is the Sumerian gods are returning, and that's what they're referring to as that whole area that Peter's on.
Wow. Can you repeat that again, just in case anybody missed it? The buzzword
in the Pentagon, in the military circles that are in the know about the cover-up here, they kind of, in whispered tones, talk about the return of the Sumerian gods. And they're talking about the what we would call aliens or fallen angels returning into the Middle East, into Old Sumer area.
The Anunnaki.
Well, could be.
The Anunnaki. Alrighty then. Now, like I said, the Anunnaki is niggas. Now, you know we got all kinds of shit going on. You don't know who is who. You gotta use discernment with all this shit going on. But yeah, the Anunnaki is niggas.
Mike from Nibiru News and someonesbones.com. I just want to take 2 or 3 minutes to read an article and I will let you go. Title of the article: Vatican warns Putin, stop fighting the Anunnaki. And I will read. On Monday, Russian President Vladimir Putin received an unexpected letter authored by Vatican Secretary of State Pietro Parolin. Signed by Pope Francis and bearing an imprint of the Pontiff's Holy Seal, the correspondence commanded Putin to immediately cease and desist all hostile actions against Anunnaki across the globe, says former KGB agent Strelnikov Isaac Stepanovich. For nearly 2 years, Putin has waged a clandestine war on the extraterrestrials, committing billions of rubles toward the development of anti-Anunnaki defense technologies. Russian special services have skirmished with Anunnaki invaders in Russia, Syria, Afghanistan, Crimea, the Ukraine, and Yemen. While the Anunnaki soundly won most battles, Russian forces did eke out 2 victories and on 3 occasions fought the aliens to a stalemate. I quote Stepanovich. Over 700 brave Russians have fallen to these creatures. We will not stop now just because the Pope says so. These monsters kidnap, kill, and eat us. These monsters kidnap, kill, and eat us. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is, of course, Mike with Nibiru News and someonesbones.com. Today I have something very special, something that has been asked for. I have an audio, and at least here a part of video interview with one of my key sources, one of my key Russian sources, former KGB agent Strelnikov Isaac Stepanovich. How are you doing today, Strelnikov?
All right. It's okay, but I would prefer to call me, it's all right. Strelnikov's fine.
Strelnikov is good. It's my understanding that you were terminated from the KGB and did not leave of your own free will. Would you care to elaborate on that?
It was a termination. It was not really a termination. No one ever really leaves the KGB. I was relieved of duty because I had learned so much that I was more, useful outside than inside of agency. The way I see it, President Putin wanted me to expose the truths to the world. As an active KGB agent, I could never do that. But officially, free of the agency's grasp, I could disclose sensitive information. It should be obvious that President Putin is protecting me.
It would certainly seem so. So just to clarify, President Putin, you believe, is using you as an instrument of disclosure. Why would he not just do it himself?
Mike, he cannot present certain issues because he has many enemies. Some topics are too controversial. The fifth column in government and outside world would say that he's like on a wild goose chase in the near abroad, or Syria, in Syria. They would say that we are in Syria not to eliminate the terrorist threat, but to pursue some imaginary enemies from space. Then the Washington Post would say that President Putin has caught some contagious mental illness or disease when President Trump sneezed. Then Moscow Times and the other Russian pro-NATO liberal papers would all scream out, "It's a contagion. Putin has gone mad like Trump."
The fifth column, could you give us a little more information?
Look, some hopeful politicians and journalists and businessmen also are working for the West and would not miss the opportunity. You know, President popularity is great, but his enemies are just waiting for their chance to get him. I'm not the only one, you know. President Putin is using others like me. He wants to disclose information he cannot.
Information like what your government calls the Anunnaki threat?
Among other things, yes.
Let's focus there for a second. To start, can you tell us when your government learned of this race and give us a little background on how Putin determined that they were, shall we say, not very friendly?
Sometimes in late 2012. And I cannot remember the exact date. You know. We began receiving intelligence reports of extraterrestrial, extraterrestrials in conflict areas like Syria, Afghanistan, Georgia, Ukraine. You know. Many reports surface of extraordinarily tall humanoids, 3 to 5 meters. I'm sure you've heard of the Kandahar giant. That's just one of many. What we learn is that this race of evil ETs will seek out hotspots, places of conflict where they can camouflage themselves within the carnage of war. So they appear at battle sites and take corpses of dead and sometimes abduct the living. These stories go unreported because it is easy to explain as battle-induced acute stress and hallucinations.
How convenient. Can
Yes.
you tell me about Russia's earliest skirmishes with the Anunnaki and the outcome of those engagements?
At first, outcome was bad, very bad. We did not know their defense technologies. We received reports. We sent Stuxnaz to chase them through vast networks of caves in Syria. We lost many combats there. Our bullets often bounce out of them, you know. And they slaughter our soldiers like pigs in mud. They have plasma-based weapons and also use energy spears to skewer our fighting brothers. We lost maybe 200 men before finding a place in their armor where we can shoot them.
A tragic loss of Russia's fighting men. How did your nation discover a weakness in the Anunnaki?
Yeah, that's during an engagement. One Anunnaki mistakenly wounded another, and our Russian survivors of this battle captured the wounded beast and took it to Meshgori. Our top scientists tried to interrogate it, but no luck. We could not understand their language. They speak in chirps and chirps, so if it could understand us, it never let us know. Since interrogation not possible, we do next best things, science. So we exposed the Anunnaki to extreme heat, extreme cold, acid, even Novichok poison. Nothing worked. Finally, after many months, we discovered 2 weaknesses. Acoustic weapons of certain frequencies cause Anunnaki much pain and make them fall to the ground. Also, they can be killed by energy-based weapon like a laser, a 10 kilowatt laser, powerful enough to vaporize a single Anunnaki. And this happened. That test subject died. Unfortunately, these weapons right now are large and must be vehicle-mounted. We are training troops with handheld versions, but right now these are only strong enough to stun the smaller Anunnaki, but certainly not all.
Fascinating. Do you know how many encounters have Russian special services had with the Anunnaki?
Yes, 7 that I'm aware of. This does not count the recent bombings of Anunnaki enclaves in Syria.
You say bombings. Bombs, in my mind, are considered conventional weapons.
Yes. Special ordnance developed by Ministry of Defense. I do know technical schematics, but in addition to explosion, like the weapons release energy pulse on detonation that damages Anunnaki brains.
Well, if that being said, and if that's true, then Putin should have no problem wiping all the existing Anunnaki off the face of the planet.
If only it was so easy. Anunnaki have a unique form of transportation. They use portals which only they can see. They teleport instantaneously from one location to another. If they see the attack coming, they can strike back, and this has happened. Or they can vanish through a portal and reappear somewhere else, maybe thousands of miles away. We speculate that the portals are fixed location instead installed by the Anunnaki in previous years, and we have no idea how many of these portals are on the planet. It could be millions for all we know, maybe even back to their homeworld.
And based on what you know, where is that?
Russian intelligence believes the Anunnaki are natives of the 5th and 7th planet of Nibiru system.
How did Putin or whomever with the Ministry of Defense come by that information?
Because they told us so.
Some clarification is needed here, Strelnikov. Earlier, a few minutes ago, you said communication with the Anunnaki was impossible. That being so, how was this information delivered?
Yes, in that statement I'm referring only to the captured one, the captured Anunnaki, who would not or could not communicate. But like I said, we had many engagements with these evil creatures. Some times ago, after we killed nearly 200 of them in a fight, an Anunnaki emissary reached out to President Putin and offered him an ultimatum. This time he spoke perfect Russian.
Where did this contact happen?
It materialized near Ministry of Defense headquarters and demanded to speak with Putin. Very tall, 4 meters, translucent skin, phasing in and out of existence.
When we last spoke, you provided some truly shocking information on the Anunnaki. You said Russia has known of them for many years, that Russian forces have had skirmishes with them, and after some time, Russia did develop weapons that could either kill or wound Anunnaki. At the closing of our last conversation, you said an Anunnaki emissary approached President Putin with an ultimatum. I'd like to start right at that point. Do you remember what was the ultimatum?
Yes, Mike. Like I said, this villainous race has ability to instantaneously transport from one location to another via a nexus of portals that only they can see. Anunnaki appeared near the MOD and demanded to speak with President Putin. I am foggy on some details, but what I know is this. Arrangements were made between Putin and Anunnaki to meet at Putin's mansion on the Black Sea coast near the village of Paraskovivka. At this meeting, the Anunnaki delivered the ultimatum. Leave us alone, we'll leave you alone, or else perish with the rest of the world.
Wow. So what you're essentially saying is that the Anunnaki offered Putin peace in exchange for, shall we say, agreeing to participate in a non-intervention agreement?
Something like that, but it's much more shocking. The Anunnaki told him that in exchange for not interfering with their plans, they would leave Russia alone and not even set foot on Russian soil without explicit permission. The Anunnaki also said they would tell Putin how to survive Nibiru passing through the solar system. On the other hand, if Putin refused to offer the Anunnaki said Russia would be the first to fall and its people would be enslaved and taken as food.
Holy smokes. Assuming that to be true, it's hard to imagine why Putin declined such an, being facetious here, a generous offer. Wow. Why would Putin deny that?
Because Mike, Putin does not trust them. He may be an optimist, but he is not stupid. He figured that the Anunnaki would dishonor any agreement. These creatures are devilish and manipulative. So Putin told them to go away. We do not want you here. He told, leave the planet and never come back. You know what the Anunnaki told him?
No, but I'm hoping you'll tell me.
The Anunnaki said to Putin, Earth is our planet, not yours. We are the ones who seeded the Earth with strands of life. He said that they grew all life on Earth, as in a giant petri dish. Humans, the Anunnaki said, belong to them, just as your mother's chicken belonged to her.
Wow.
So every 3,600 years, give or take, they return to harvest.
Harvest what?
Us. We are little more than food and slave labor for them.
Oh. Theological repercussions aside, that is a frightening thought to comprehend. How did the Anunnaki respond to Putin's answer?
The Anunnaki said, you've been warned, and left.
And yet, no massive Anunnaki force has invaded Russia.
At least not yet. At least not yet.
Anunnaki raid Russian town. 25 people from the remote Russian village of Nizhny Potansky have been reported missing in the aftermath of an extraterrestrial incursion that took place on the afternoon of July 24, as the skies above northern Russia inexplicably darkened and the atmosphere was saturated with an ominous red-yellow hue that effectively turned day into night. Whether the extraterrestrial invaders created the atmospheric anomaly or merely took advantage of it remains uncertain. The Kremlin has refused to comment on either incident officially. But our source, former KGB agent Strelnikov Isaac Stepanovich, finds it highly unusual that the alien assault coincided with the mysterious eclipse-like event.
I'm just leading you to the water. I'm just one of many beacons of light here on this planet. One of many beacons of light here, my people. That's all. We're going to put this shit together. And I'm going to show you undeniably how your fucking star family is here. Undeniably. And they tearing shit up. You just don't know. They just waiting to come in this motherfucker, cuz. Waiting to come in here. Hold on. Hold on. Check your, anybody that don't believe that you fucking intergalactic, check your DNA. Search your biological composition and see what the fuck you are connected to. Search phosphorus. That's what you do. Search phosphorus. That's what you do. The intelligence of fucking DNA. People are fucking dumb, man. This is the dumbest shit I ever seen in my fucking life, man. This is cognitive dissonance to the fucking fullest. You understand what I'm saying to you? First and foremost, I rewinded it. I just want to show y'all this real quick. Go search all the volcanoes, right? In particular, go any volcano that's active. You have spaceships that are over the volcanoes. You understand? That are sending energy down into the fucking volcano. It's like heating up fucking water. You understand what I'm saying? Energy is hot. The surface of the earth is fucking hot. And these spaceships are the technology that our star family has, my people, is undeniable. You understand? But look at this right here. The only shit that they saw was this pyramid shape right here. But look, even when he inverted the fucking picture, he still denied this big ass ship sitting right here. He's fucking still, hold up. He still denied the whole fucking big ass shit sitting right here. Dude, none of the shit look normal besides the fucking smoke that's coming out of the volcano. And not only that, Riz, this gonna fuck you up. This ain't gonna fuck you up, Riz, because you know, Riz. Look, and you got a motherfucker sitting right here watching this shit. Now look when he inverted, people. Why is this dark, and this is dark, but the rest of it is white? Because it's something there.
Give it a little different.
Just watch.
Look. That's the original. Here's a different contrast. I think we're looking at a negative format here. Clearly see what it looks like.
Look, come on. He fucking observing the volcano. Look, he's sitting here observing this volcano with a ship right here and a fucking huge ship right there. But you know what? Kalai, you fucking crazy. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be crazy. I'm going to let it play. Just look at this shit.
45-degree angle. A 90-degree angle would be straight up and down this way and this way. So that just about splits a 90 in half. So that would be somewhere in the neighborhood of a 40, maybe 45-degree angle. But it definitely doesn't fit in with these plumes. This is kind of interesting here.
This is kind of interesting.
Structure in the sky. But the triangles, we've been seeing a lot of those lately. In fact, I've got more pictures to share with you from different locations.
Look at that, my people. Do that shit even. I'm done. I'm done with this. I'm done with that. You can go to Mr. MB3 channel. Like I said, I watch the people that pay attention to our planet because they know they don't belong here. And like I said, I only use videos for educational purposes only so I can enlighten my people so y'all can put the pieces of the puzzle together too.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who did listen to last night's broadcast, you know I got a little bit emotional toward the end when I announced that a source of mine and somebody I considered a friend has died. That individual is Strelnikov Isaac Stepanovich. Some of you have seen the interviews I did with him on the channel, audio and video. And I am still very saddened. I'll be eternally saddened by his death, and even more saddened that the truth might never be known. For those who don't know what officially happened, and the official version of events is totally fictitious, is that apparently some random kid, a 17-year-old kid, had walked into an FSB office in northern Russia and exploded a bomb that killed himself and injured 3 others. This is an outright lie. Based on information I have received from 2 independent sources, 4 people were killed in addition to the attacker, who is shown on screen here. And one of those individuals was Strelnikov. Now, I don't know if he was targeted or if he just had the unfortunate situation of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know why he was there, what information he might have been acquiring. I do know he was no longer officially an agent of the KGB, FSB, all the same thing, just a modern name. But out of the words of his own mouth, he said that he believed he was being used as an agent of soft disclosure on behalf of Vladimir Putin.
So Putin told them to go away. We do not want you here. He told, leave the planet and never come back. You know what the Anunnaki told him?
No, but I'm hoping you'll tell me.
The Anunnaki said to Putin, Earth is our planet, not yours. We are the ones who seeded the Earth with strands of light. He said that they grew all life on Earth, as in a giant petri dish. Humans, the Anunnaki said, belong to them, just as your mother's chicken belonged to her.